Danielle, we've had smoke in the area for a few days now, and it's going to get a lot thicker tomorrow.
Yeah, we have the potential for us to bump to that high risk part of the air quality health index scale for tonight, for tomorrow as well. Now, the rain and the wind direction, the rain that's arriving Thursday and the wind direction will switch. So that will fix things up, clean the air a little bit, but that's not for a little while. So for the next 12 to 24 hours, we are looking at, well, worse than what you see by this live shot here right now. 23 degrees is the temperature. Air quality health index right now is at a 6. Gusts around 37 kilometers per hour. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Find more than what you're expecting at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. And just to break down the air quality health index levels, ranging from a 5 to a 7, so moderate to high as we head through the evening, and then up to an 8 is possible tonight, and then up to an 8 at times possible tomorrow as well, which means, yes, if you have underlying health issues, you have to be careful in this, but anyone, pretty much everyone, when we get to that high risk part of the scale, we have to be careful in all of this. So I'll give you more details on when this will go away, at least short term, coming up, Ian.
Situation right now, very dry, pretty windy too.
Pretty windy. Temperatures a little above normal. Typically, we would be enjoying outdoor weather, sunshine, warm temperatures, no thunderstorms, but we have this smokier weather here, and this has become the typical part of our spring and summer, unfortunately. Let's first start off with the air quality statement that's in place, because it's now encompassing, as we talked about, it was going to be issued at some point because it's now encompassing a lot of southern Alberta. So this really extends from Foremost up through Medicine Hat, Brooks, Champion, Vulcan, up into Calgary, and then up the Kiwi too. So all of these areas, yes, could get to high risk levels with regards to the smoky weather. But even outside of the statement, so for example, closer to Crow's Nest past Pincher Creek, you could get some smokier waves as well over these next 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to show you where we're at right now. So for example, Calgary's sitting at a 6, which is the moderate level. High end of moderate. And when we're talking moderate, basically it's recommended that if you have any underlying health issues, then you limit your time outdoors or reschedule anything outdoors. By the time we make it up to high risk, that's when everyone should limit their time outdoors or reschedule things. So when I advance this, you can see the smoke that will start to be filtering down. This is tonight, and this is through tomorrow as well. And it will be waves of it. It shouldn't be consistently poor, but it will be waves of it. And then I'm going to advance this even further, and you can see that starts to shift off to the west. So the rain that we get on Thursday and the wind shift that we get on Thursday will really help things out, but it may push it temporarily off along into the mountains here. Then it should really lift out by Friday. And you may even notice an improvement in many communities on Thursday. But for the next 12 to 24 hours especially, you really have got to expect waves of smoke at times. Okay, 27 degrees is the temperature in Lethbridge, 26 in Medicine Hat, and here in Calgary, 23 degrees, our high was 24. Looking closer into the city, 25 is the temperature downtown, 24 at Windsport, and just outside of the city in Bragg Creek, 23. Cochrane at 22. Those are nice temperatures. Typically quite a nice day to be outside. Comes the sunshine as well. Ridge of high pressure keeping things up to the north, but there is a lot of activity stateside that is pushing into the far, far, far south. Now, we shouldn't see any of that in Calgary for tonight or for this evening, but tonight around the midnight hour and 1 a.m., there may be a little thunderstorm that could sneak through. You know, the nighttime thunderstorms that wake you up if it's going right over your house because it's quite loud. We have a small chance of that in Calgary. And then for tomorrow, for Wednesday, it's pretty stable until tomorrow night. Wednesday night in through Thursday is when we get into rain and thunderstorms possible. And we could get over 10 millimeters of rain in Calgary Wednesday night through Thursday. It will also drop our temperatures, as you can see here, and it will also help to clean up our skies and push out some of that smoke. But for tomorrow, we'll range from moderate to high on that air quality health index with a high of 25.
Tomorrow may be a challenging day for people with, you know, suppressed immune systems and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and even everybody else. Because if we bump up to high on the air quality health index, the recommendation for that is that everybody limits their exposure outdoors maybe even canceling some plans and rescheduling them for another day. Okay, 23 is the current temperature. Today's high 24, so a little above normal. When we look at these next 3 days, air quality health index will range tomorrow between a 6 and an 8, so moderate to high risk at times. 25 is a high, mainly cloudy skies. A good dose of rain on Thursday will help us out. Over 10 millimeters is possible, and we'll go down from about a 7 on that air quality health index, likely down to a 3 by Thursday night, and it will be cooler, 19 degrees by then, but we get back into the 20s for Friday.
And let's bring in our Danielle, who's standing by outside. So how is it out there tonight?
Well, Cam, you know what? It is a little hazy out here, certainly windy at times. We're right now sitting at a 6 on that air quality health index, so we're at the moderate level. When it's at the moderate level, it's recommended that anyone with underlying health issues remains indoors or at least limits their time outdoors. When we get to that higher risk level on that air quality health index, well, that's when everyone is recommended. It's recommended that everyone limit their time outdoors, and that's where we'll likely head for the next, well, 12 to 24 hours. 23 is the current temperature. Again, we're moderate on that air quality health index, but for tonight and throughout tomorrow, there will be waves of smoke that will likely push us to the high risk level of that air quality health index. Tomorrow, mainly cloudy, a high of 24, but other than the smoke, it's a stable day out there. More details coming up, Cam.
Thank you very much, Danielle. All right, Danielle, so we're under this special air quality statement.
Yep.
Right now we're at a 6, but my understanding is that at times it could fluctuate.
Yeah, and I like to think of it as patchy fog. So you know when you get that patchy fog, you're driving on the highway, for example, and then you run into a patch, and then it's clear, and then you run into another patch. That kind of idea. So waves of it through parts of the city are certainly possible to bounce up to the high level, the high risk part of the scale. So this is why Calgary is included in the air quality statement. So is Foremost, and through Medicine Hat, up through Brooks, Vulcan, Calgary, and up the QE2. So all of these areas are under the statement and have the best chance of getting to that higher risk level with regards to air quality. But also for areas not under it, you could also see waves of this as well over the next couple of days. So I want to show you the smoke and air quality in the forecast here, and keep in mind the scale. So low risk goes up to a 3, moderate is basically between a 4 and a 6. That's where we're sitting right now in Calgary, for example, but we'll likely bump up here. When we're up to the higher risk part of that scale, that's when it's recommended that everyone stays indoors or limits their time outdoors as best as you possibly can. Okay, when you look at the smoke, you can see it filtering down, certainly down, especially closer to the Saskatchewan border, in through Calgary. This is for tonight and for Wednesday. But advancing this in through Thursday, you can see we're going to get a little push of that off to the west as well. So again, waves of it throughout southern Alberta, certainly possible. And you will definitely notice when that arrives, because it'll smell smokier. Your eyes may start to water, and that's indications to not spend much time outdoors. Okay, and then you can see that push up. So Thursday, things will start to clear out, but we may not notice a real clear, really clear air until early Friday. Thursday, the rain's going to help clean things up a bit. 26 is the temperature in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat right now. It's 24 in Calgary. Looking at the radar and satellite, there are some thunderstorm cells tracking stateside. Some of them may peak just to our side of the border over these next couple of hours. Ridge of high pressure keeping those clouds up to the north. But things are going to change. The pattern's going to change. Small chance in Calgary overnight tomorrow of getting a little thunderstorm in the overnight hours. But really what we're looking at is that rain arriving late Wednesday night in through Thursday. This could be heavy at times. We could see over 10 millimeters of rain in Calgary, even combined with some thunderstorm activity as well. And that will help clean the air a little bit. And the wind direction will help that as well. So for tomorrow, 25 degrees is our high, and that air quality health index ranging from a 6 to 8, so moderate to high risk. And for Thursday, we'll go basically from a 7, so high risk on that air quality health index, down to a 3, with just a high of 19 by then. Oh, look at this.
So cute. Well, great to have you back, Glenn.
Thanks, Camilla.
And by the way, it is trending, and we thought we'd give you an assist to Stanley Cup highlights.
I want a clean game, all right?
One tripping was last night.
Oilers versus Panthers, toddler edition. Glenn, over to you.
Okay, well, it looked a lot like last night's game. I'll tell you near the end of it. Oh, there was a lot of penalties. Oh, rough stuff like that. Oh.
And FYI, the youngster's name in the McDavid jersey is Connor.
The other one's got to be Kachuk. Got to be, huh?
Gotta be.
And there's no way the official players can be that cute, right?
The PSA for cat parents, if you're cloning your feline has crossed your mind, maybe reconsider.
This is cute. Do you like it?
Two big paws down to these custom pet pillows. Now, these are actually quite popular on Etsy and Amazon. Yeah, no, they don't like them. So, Glenn, you've got dogs. They'd like them? They would like these, right?
Well, I think a dog would, but a cat, yeah, then...
Yeah, exactly. Well, yep, they're not
Dog
at
wouldn't
all.
care, you know, whatever. Use it as a toy, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna sign off trending with a lesson on how to enjoy a crucial piece of Italian culture.
There's nothing better than having one of these after a nice dish of pasta. You see this right here? Espresso. Black, with no sugar and no milk.
Oh my goodness, a little espresso etiquette from our little friend Tony here. His name is Tony.
Yeah.
No arguments for me. Danielle?
Well, you two can comment on that, eh?
Danielle?
I mean, that's like my uncles and my cousin and pretty much, and they're all named Tony too. Look at that.
Okay, so Tony shares his Italian wisdom with tens of millions of views on Instagram, and no question why.
How many Italians are named Tony or Paul?
Right?
Exactly.
Right.
And by the way, it's espresso, not espresso.
Espresso.
Just saying.
And no oat milk.
No oat milk at all.
Oat milk.
All right. Still.
Here is your Skywatch weather camera, and aside from the smoke, hey, we're doing okay. But the smokier conditions, while it's not that bad at the moment in Calgary, we can expect that there will be times when we're pumped up to that high level of that air quality health index. And that will be, well, it will smell smoky, it may make your eyes water, and it's definitely not good for our lungs. So that's when we have to head indoors. Okay, 24 is the current temperature. Also today's daytime high. Normal is 20 for this time of year, so we are a little above normal. Checking out temperatures across the country, and a lot of low 20s going on in the western part, and then out east, well, mid-20s for Montreal. That's one of the hotter spots, I guess you could see today. Okay, radar and satellite, we still have that ridge of high pressure, which is keeping the main clouds and system up to the north. That pattern is going to shift, though, especially over the coming days. We also have systems tracking, or a system tracking stateside, sparking up some thunderstorms, but really they're remaining mainly stateside at this point anyway. They could peak over the border, but smaller chance of that. Okay, 31 in Salmon Arm, 32 in Kelowna, and 33 in Kamloops for tomorrow. Mainly cloudy skies. 22 for Edmonton, a lot of cloud cover. In general, we're looking at a lot of cloud cover. And for all of southern Alberta, there is the potential for moderate to higher levels of that smoke and on that air quality health index. So make sure you check that before you head outdoors and make your plans. All right, Cranbrook, 28 for tomorrow with the risk of thunderstorms and showers, 25 for Lethbridge, 27 for Medicine Hat. And we're holding on to the 20s for another day, and then we'll dip to 19 for Thursday with rain and thunderstorms. Back, though, to the 20s for Friday and to kick off the weekend. Cam?
Thank you very much, Danielle.
Across Alberta. What a great tournament this has been for Calgary.
Absolutely, Glenn. Thank you so much. Danielle, you have something you have to get off your chest?
Yes. I'm still on the Tony thing with the coffee and how it's like a disgrazia to have oat milk in your coffee.
Means disgrace.
Yeah, disgrace.
Italian.
We're Italian.
Listen
Okay,
to these two,
25. I like the oat milk. Okay, 25 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Air quality health index will fluctuate throughout the next 24 hours at least. So tonight, tomorrow, it will be poor at times. Just expect that. 19 degrees on Thursday. This comes with rain and thunderstorms, and that rain will help to clean out our skies, but it will be cool, windy, rainy by then. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Shelley from sent this in Elliston Park. Little pup watching the ducks. Not a bad day.
Nice way to spend the day. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Have a great night.